Hey guys, John from SurfFX, and I'm with Marcus from Sunova, the designer of this board. This is the KC Pilot Mid. They've got a regular KC Pilot range of their prone surfboards, and they've done a mid-range. And the mid-range came about because
the demand, I guess, the trend of foiling was going to bigger boards, prone foiling, I should say. Yeah, so the mid-length kind of had to happen. It's quite a nice board to use. I've got a bit of a dodgy shoulder, and I have a 4.9 mid, and I usually use a 4.5.
So it's all about the
just
paddle
length.
Speed.
Yeah. So the volume actually stays the same, I think, from my 4.5 to my 4.9, my 4.5 normal board to the mid.
Yep.
The mids are a bit skinnier as well, so you've got a lot more board, and when you're carving, you just don't need a heap of width. You know,
so this is the 5.1.
Yeah.
18 wide.
Yeah.
37 liters.
Yeah.
So a little bit, just some length to it.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, it's kind of an easy paddler, easier to catch waves, easier to paddle around the lineup if you if you need to. You know, a lot of people you got to remember when you're learning, you're not pumping back out as well, so you're paddling back out all the time. So yeah, the mid length's great for that, and yeah, just for general use, it's easier to catch a wave than a smaller board for sure.
Yeah,
and it's still not. It's not. It doesn't grow heaps, so it's still a high performance board. You know, it's someone who is looking for a mid length that's a high performance board.
Yeah.
They'll still go for this. It's not like they would need to get a custom because it is skinnier and the volume stays similar. You're just increasing the length.
Well, we find that all the new higher aspect wings, they need a higher speed to actually engage and lift compared to the stuff a couple of years ago, that you just get more paddle speed and you're up and gone.
Yeah.
Talk me through the shape. So we got a little bit of thickness through the nose.
Yep. Yeah, I think compared to the previous model, it's a little wider in the nose, a little more pulled in the tail. So just when you're paddling in, you've got that paddle power under your chest, sort of, you know, when you're coming into the wave. It's a little less crazy in the bottom. It's almost just a round bottom, but it still has a little bit of that sort of concave there.
Yep, big V through it.
Yep, and a bit of chine. It's like grabbing the rail is a thing for some people, especially if they're hitting whitewater or something. It can be a bit of a safety net to save the taco. So I like that aspect of thinning out the rail with the chine.
My arm apart.
Yeah, okay, yeah, no one likes the taco.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's a little more pulled in. You can see this rail line here pulls right in close to the boxes here. Same, like when you are carving, quite often if you do hit the board, you're not really hitting up here, you're kind of hitting
back here,
through
the
here.
back third, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So not too much surface area right out on this edge, and you've also got the slightly thinner outline on the mids compared to the surf.
Now, rocker line on this is pretty flat all through the boxes, and a lot of guys have bought this as a foil dry board as well because they want a little bit lower volume, but the length to use as a foil dry board. So yeah, your rocker line on this is, you have pretty long boxes, and the rocker line is very flat right up to just kind of behind your chest there, kind of in front of the midpoint there. Yeah,
it's probably a little hard to see. It does kind of start to come up gradually here, but more so this is not flat here, so it's flat right here obviously, but then it's quickly turning into a V to that sort of V double concave thing. But yeah, this sort of planing surface, you know, once you get up to the speed, that's kind of mainly where you're sitting. And the flat surface is something we've always done, the parallel boxes to the deck surface you're standing on.
Yep, yeah, it's always worked.
Yeah, and it's just, if you use a Sunova, whether it's prone, downwind, anything, and you are the type of guy that likes to put a shim in your base plate or something, you'll get that same angle on your prone or your downwind board. All the angles are parallel. The other thing with the foil drive that you mentioned is the connectivity on the Sunova.
Yes.
They're a glass sandwich on the skins, and the rails are the carbon.
Yeah, so there's no issues on the connectivity.
Yeah.
Like a full carbon board, we get it's quite a bit. These boxes are your...
Every foil board from Sunova now has the 14.5-inch boxes. You can leave your bolts in all 4 holes, and you just drop one in, slide it forward, drop the other one in, and then put it in that way.
Yeah, so you don't have to eyeball it and put it through.
Yeah, you don't have to, line them all up. And
Much easier.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, these boards are coming without a grip because a lot of people want their own options.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, I think you can order them with or without, and it just depends on probably what the locals generally like in that area.
Yeah.
How they
So
get ordered,
some guys will use wax, but we use everything from those extractions, real thin stuff, to like say Gorilla Grip front deck pad, Ocean Earth. A few other brands make a front grip and then match it with a tail. So.
Yeah. I'm fussy with grips, so I usually like it.
What do you use for a grip?
I actually use code. We've got some code grips that we've been
there you go.
making for our downwind boards that we've just been playing with. So
cool.
Yeah.
Well, they're super popular for us because it gives you a little bit more paddle speed while having the same volume.
Yeah. Cool. Stoked to hear it.
There you go. Thanks for coming
Great.
in. Mick, you want to do another one? You want to let him go?
Let him go if you want.
Yeah.
There's something